Hello everyone, this is Brandon, Ashley, and Bobby. What we're doing here today is I actually got a call from the office. I'm one of our own club members, and Selena let us know that it's time for us to clean our boiler. So this is a high efficient triangle tube boiler. It heats my house. It also provides me hot water, okay? So we're gonna show you how to safely do some maintenance on this because maintenance is very important. First step, shut the power off. Okay, next, for us to be able to start doing the maintenance, we got to take the door off of the boiler, okay? So Ashley's going to show you how to do that. All right, so the next step that we like to do is we like to check all the electrical connections and make sure that they're tight. We don't want to have any loose wires in here. Sometimes if this thing's been vibrating, they can come loose, so it's just good to check them, all right? So just going to do a quick little test in here, pull on them. All right, so since this is a high efficient boiler, it produces condensate, okay? So down in here, we have our condensate trap. So it's really important that we clean that out. If that gets all gunked up and clogged, it's gonna prevent the boiler from working. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out and we're gonna clean it. All right, while Ashley's putting that back together, another really good thing to do is just take a vacuum and vacuum the surrounding area of the boiler, vacuum any cobwebs that might be inside of it, any dust and debris, just take that out of there. We want it to be as clean as possible, okay? Another thing we're gonna want to do here is we're gonna wanna check the igniter. We're gonna pull it out and we're gonna clean it. It's constantly within the flame when the boiler's firing, so it can get dirty, soot can get on it. So we wanna make sure that it's nice and clean. We're gonna check that once a year, give it a nice little clean so that way it works when it needs to. So we got our igniter over here. So the old tried and true way to clean these things is to use a dollar bill. So a lot of different components in here inside this boiler, okay? So believe it or not, this is actually one of the more simple put together high efficient boilers. That's one of the reasons why we like it. This is the heat exchanger right here. Mine only has to be cleaned every 5 years, so that's a little bit different. Every boiler is going to be different on how often that has to be done. You got to refer to the literature and the manufacturer, what they want you to do, okay? So mine's looking really nice. What we're going to do is just check all the connections in here, the piping that's surrounding the boilers. Just make sure that nothing's going on, no leaks. You don't got to put your hands on it. The pipes are probably still hot. But just overall make sure that there's no leaks, drips, anything that might be loose or showing signs that it's going to cause you a problem soon. All right, now that we've thoroughly examined the inside of the boiler and the pipes surrounding it, the electrical connections, did some cleaning in here on the components that are really important, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close up the boiler, we're gonna put the door back on, then we're gonna start testing the system to make sure it's working as it should. Okay, everything's looking good. Time to turn it back on and test it, make sure it's working the way that it should. I'm gonna flip our switch on, look at that. Let's turn it on. Now, what we're going to be testing is, I have 3 zones of heat in my house, so I have 3 thermostats. We're going to go turn them on individually one by one, make sure that zone is working, and then we're going to turn it back down to the regular temperature, go to the second, same thing, then go to the third, all right? Okay, so here's your thermostat. So make sure it's in the heat position. If it's not in the heat position, it's not going to give it heat, right? So currently I have it set down to 61 because we're in the basement. I don't want to keep this at a really high temperature, but I don't want the pipes to get too cold and freeze. So to get the boiler to kick on, let's just throw it up to high. I like to go to 80, okay? So now that we turn the thermostat up to 80 over there, we're going to start having the controls start to do their thing, okay? So on my system, this is my zone valve. When the thermostat says, hey, we need some heat in here, it tells this zone valve to open. It tells the circulator to start pushing the water around, okay? So what we want to do, oh yeah, you want to see that the pipe is getting hot, okay? So the other thing is going to be, once that hot water is going around, we want to make sure it's coming back hot going into the boiler, okay? That means we don't have any airbound pipes and that the system's going to work like it should. Okay, so now that we verified that the basement zone is working, don't leave it on 80. Classic mistake. Put it back down to what you want. Like I told you, 61 is fine for me down here. It's just warm enough to keep the pipes from freezing, okay? something that GNC Plumbing and Heating does, which is really important for your boiler, is we're going to do a combustion analysis. So what that means is we're going to make sure that the boiler is burning correctly. We have the proper gas to air ratio. That way your system's going to run as efficiently as it possibly can. It's fine tuning the machine to make sure that it's working as it should. All right, something that's really important to do as well, check to make sure that there's nothing blocking the vent. All right, there can be all different sorts of scenarios. Mine right there, put in a really nice spot so that way nothing is going to block it, okay? But if yours isn't set up like mine, make sure that you have screens on the pipe so that way animals don't get in there, critters, things that are going to cause you problems. You would not even believe the different things we've seen get inside of the heating systems. Birds, chipmunks, all these different types of animals get in there, mice especially, and they cause havoc. They don't really survive that, and it's gross. They can die in there, okay? Make sure your venting system is set up properly. Looking good. I hope you guys learned a lot about cleaning the boiler. It's very important to do every single year. You want to make sure it's running. You don't want to find out it doesn't work when you actually need it. That's when people call me at all crazy times of the night. They have no heat. They're panicking. They're scared. Just going to be honest, that's not the cheapest time to call the plumber, okay? So let's do the routine maintenance, make sure that everything's working nicely, working efficiently. Protect your home. This is the heart of the home. It pumps the heat all through it and protects it, okay? So if you have any questions about the membership and maintenance plan that I brought up earlier that GNC Plumbing offers, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to explain what's included in that.